Woo! Serenity now.
We are live. How's everyone doing? Jared, play us a solo, man.
Serenity now, dude.
Play so low that none of us can hear you.
Dave's clapping because it's finally over.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you for stopping. Thank you. By the way, I just want to point out your shirt is fantastic.
Your music was on the entire time.
No, I just turned it on now.
Like, would you ever do that if there was like one of our special guests here? But because it's me, you literally are tapping around while I'm playing. You're completely disrespecting my musical space.
Look, man, I have respect.
What's up, Taylor? Was that not disrespectful? Him tapping over there?
Well, at first I thought he was just doing like having fun.
No,
with it. And then his music was on. He's listening to totally something different. So.
His music was on. He was tapping on the pad while I was playing.
Hey, for what it's worth, I didn't know my music's on until after you're done playing. I mean, you're playing so freaking loud. So I couldn't tell. Anyway, hey, we're just chilling. We're hanging out. We're taking a break from the craziness that's going on out there in the world. And we're going to talk drums, and we're going to hang and play some music and answer any questions you have. If you're in the Drumeo chat right now, I'm going to wait your questions ahead of YouTube and Facebook.
Drumeo members, you get. We would love to just answer any and all questions you have about anything, as well as anyone else watching on Facebook and YouTube. So we just wanted to kind of check in with everyone.
Yeah.
I look at the right camera, right?
Middle camera.
Middle camera.
Right camera? What is it, Taylor? What are you looking for?
Well, there's like a right and a left.
Yeah. The middle camera. There is 3 there, right? It's so hard to see.
Yeah.
There are 3,
okay.
yeah. So the middle
Cool,
camera.
yeah. So, I mean, it's what's different here is that there's no one working here other than maybe, was there 5 people in today? Yeah, we're trying to keep it skeleton crew here. Everyone else is working remotely. The beauty of a business like Musora, and for those that don't know, Musora is the company I started to kind of house all of the brands, and the brands are Drumeo, which is what you know of so well. It was the founding kind of brand, and it's what kind of started this whole thing. And then we have Pianote, and Lisa Witt is kind of in charge of Pianote. She is essentially what me and Dave are to Drumeo. She is that to piano. And that's doing really, really well. So we're helping thousands of people around the world play music, play their favorite songs, this type of stuff. And Guitario. Guitario is and guitarlessons.com. And so most of our staff now is working remotely. Our development staff is in Romania. They work at a company, but they're all working at home. The only ones who are coming in here, essentially a little bit of production and then
us. we're the ones coming and making sure the fort's still here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
we socially distance.
I feel like this is
naturally.
far enough. I feel like this should be farther.
This is the closest we get, and it's still too close.
You're such a dirty individual.
How long do we have? A 2-hour live stream?
No, it's not going to be 2 hours.
Okay, so let us know how you guys are all doing too. Like, are you able to get more
girls?
Guys
Dave?
and
It's
girls,
not just all about
guys and girls
guys.
and
You keep
dogs
saying
and
guys.
anybody who likes us or the drums.
Right.
And yeah, I'm wearing a piano
Did you just
hoodie.
take a new sweater?
You
Still has the creases in it.
I spilt
Of course he
on
did.
my shirt.
This is why he needs to self-isolate. It's like finally the law goes into effect that he should self-isolate, and he's not even listening.
Yeah, whatever. But how are you all doing out there? Are you guys and girls playing more drums? Are you able to actually get some time on the kit? Are you forced to stay home? What's going on over there? You know, everyone's being disrupted in some way with this whole coronavirus, and I just want to play drums.
Yeah, let's play some drums. I'll play a song. You grab some questions, if there are any, or some comments.
Lots of people are talking. Let's talk about the placement between the groove, between funk and pop. My left hand is having problems. Do you take suggestions? Any song requests? Hey, Jared, my left hand is having trouble. Like, there's a lot of stuff.
We could talk about left hand stuff. Like, seriously, anyone? Should we just do a quick 2-minute left hand boot camp?
Yeah, let's do it. And the one thing I want to say, everyone who always says their left hand is weak or my weak hand is terrible, there's no magic recipe, there's no secret sauce. The reason why your right hand is usually better is because you use it more. Not only on the drums, your right hand is always on the hi-hat or the ride, so you're getting like 10-to-1 hits per hand, but also you're probably brushing your teeth, opening the door, doing everything with your right hand. So, I mean, it's clear and obvious why your left hand is weaker. There's no secret recipe to getting it faster or better, except for just putting the time in.
Yeah.
Is that not true? Like, do you disagree with that?
Yeah. I mean, the trick is generally I think a lot of drummers the right hand is here, the left hand is here, and over time they continue to practice. You practice on the pad, and everything just keeps getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
You're always getting better. But what happens is drummers will continue to weight their right hand in everyday life as well as on the kit, or their lead hand, I should say. And so the gap never closes. I think no matter what, it's always going to be a little bit like this, meaning your dominant hand is always going to be your dominant, because that's why it's called dominant.
Yeah.
It's like, it is just what it is. And so the whole idea of strengthening your weak hand, I totally agree with. That's something that I've worked a lot on. But the idea of it's going to be perfect or my left hand's going to be stronger, maybe it's happened in a few cases, but I don't think it's the most important thing to focus on in drumming.
No, there's not been a single drummer that has come in and sat on this kit that doesn't have a weak hand. Even Klaus Hessler, a man who's completely ambidextrous, he still has a stronger hand than the
You
other.
think so? He's one of those guys maybe I would put in the other
No,
category.
I've talked to him about it. You know, because either way, it's not like you're doing. You know, everybody who goes up to play golf will choose a side to swing with.
Yeah.
You know, so that side is naturally just going to get better. It's the same with hockey, same with shooting basketball hoops. It's the same thing. So you could be ambidextrous, but you know, I don't know very many ambidextrous people that are, you know, one swing with the left, next swing with the right.
Right.
Doesn't really work that way. So it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So give us boot camp.
Well, just some simple exercises. The first one is, a lot of times when we play single strokes, we're playing leading with the right, and it sounds like this. Totally fine. All I'd recommend you do is just do that, but do it with the left hand lead. Do it for 5 to 10 minutes a day. Even there, just me going from right hand lead felt super comfortable to left. It was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But something simple like that, like you don't need to go crazy with this type of stuff, right? The next thing I would say, and you can do this on a pad or anything, is start with right, left, left. Then do, instead of right, left, left, do right, left, left, left. Around the drums. And then continue to go on from there. Like even now, you could probably hear the fatigue in my left hand. Then you can go to 4 hits. And so you can continually go from there, but what you're doing there is your right hand is still kind of guiding. It is going to be the dominant, but your left hand is kind of catching up in the amount of strokes. Because what's happening here? 8 hits here, 2 hits here. So, yeah, a few little things that can help you out. Dave has an amazing left-hand boot camp inside of Drumeo.
It's also a great lesson called de-stupefying your left hand too. Yeah.
You should absolutely check it out because he goes into some more musically applicable things where you're using the left hand in ghost notes, focusing more on control as opposed to just like trying to get it faster or anything.
Yeah,
it's
actually
much
make
more
it
of a
musical.
control.
Yeah. Oh, Taylor's running around over there. Hopefully everything's good. Here's a question. Okay, sounds good to me. Question from, who is this? PGA Pro Mike.
Oh, nice.
Mike,
how's it going, Mike?
Yeah. He said he's still incubating his knee. He's had to have some surgery on his knee, but he says, guys, I'm constantly working on finger control and still the left hand is lagging behind.
Yeah.
Just talked about that, but fingers. He says, currently 39 singles challenge, currently 39 singles challenge at 150, 30 day, I think he meant. At 150 beats per minute for 4 minutes, 155 for 3 minutes, 160 for 2 minutes, and he's at 168 for 1 minute. So any additional...
So that's great, man.
It's not bad, eh?
What I would ask you is, how fast do you want to go? I heard Tommy ask that at the master class at the festival.
Yeah.
Someone said, how do you want about speed? And he's like, well, how fast do you need to go?
Yeah.
Right? Because it is one of those questions. It's like, I don't know, Michael, from what the music that I think you like, I don't know if you need to go that much faster. Although what you might want to focus on now is bursting. Meaning, if you are at around 150...
do you want me to give you a click?
I don't know if you can...
Not through your... No, you can't.
I'll do a metronome. Let me just give you guys a metronome so you can hear this. So... this is 100. Let me go up to 150.
Good, go to 150. This is what he's at. This is endurance, though, so I would go 170. He's almost at 170, 160.
No, I want to show him something. So
Okay.
you're at 150. You're at 150 straight singles. That's pretty fast. That's pretty much like almost like Wipeout, isn't it? So once you're at 150, this is your max tempo. What I would practice is actually bursting, which is, I think that's what you're going to need. That's a little bit fast for even bursting, because essentially when I'm bursting, I'm playing 16th notes singles at 300 beats per minute, but only for a short amount of time. And when I'm doing that, I am engaging the arm, I am engaging the wrist and the fingers. So if you're sitting there practicing your fingers, at 150, that's fine, but it's not really like you're ever going to use them in this context, right? If I'm playing a fill, it's all about using everything as a unit rather than just in one specific technique. So we do that to kind of like build some speed, build some stamina, and that sort of thing. But now it's maybe time to focus on the application of all this. And so, I mean, if you want to continue to progress, just continue to do groups of 4 and straight singles with the fingers. But I found I generally cap at around 200 to 220, depending on the time of the year and the time of the day. I mean, I don't think I could do 220. I don't think I could do 220.
Well, if you think you were doing 150 with bursts, you're at 300 for
but that's like quick low. This is like 210. Right, so that's 210. That's like close to the max.
Do 220. You can go at 220.
It only goes up to 218. So, I mean, but I'm never ever going to use it like that in a song. So for me, it would be more like I would be playing a song at 110, and I would do a burst. Right, that's where you kind of use it for quick flurries, not just like this constant barrage of notes, unless you're playing metal.
Yeah. Another thing I'll say, 150, I wouldn't be doing fingers at 150. It's hard to control at slow tempos. I mean, it's doable, but it's hard to control at slow tempos. The 30-day single stroke roll challenge, for any of those on YouTube who don't know what it is, it's literally just doing singles for 10 minutes a day. But every single person who has done it in Drumeo has seen an increase of from at least 10 to all the way up to 40 BPM in 30 days. Yeah. And it's not really so much about increasing the speed. That's what we call it. But the subtle little developments that you make with your control, your grip, how you feel the bounce, your fingers, wrists, and everything like that. That's what the whole challenge is really about. But Mike, if you're just only doing fingers, keep that consistent because you don't want to skew the numbers if you're going from wrists to fingers. But for 150 BPM, I mean, I would still be doing wrists. Not a bad thing to keep those wrists going at that tempo. And you're totally right. You don't normally play just fingers around the kit anyway, or consistent speeds past 200.
Or wrists. Like, I mean, you're throwing the sticks down, right? If I just throw the sticks down, that's it. I'm just literally throwing this one down slightly afterwards. And because of how my fingers are controlling the stick, it's my grip and keeping everything loose, it happens automatically. And then you can extend it if you want. But you use that initial momentum and that velocity to kind of jumpstart those notes. And the fingers control the tempo, so I could do it slower or faster. Right? And so it's all kind of working together, and it's not about just one technique.
Agreed. Here's a question from our chat in Drumeo. This one's from Airborne Spider. Ask, hey, are we doing VIP weeks this year? Do you guys know the dates yet? Or is it coronavirus dependent? No VIP weeks this year. We instead chose to do the Drumeo Festival, which is incredible. And if you think about it, if we had planned the Drumeo Festival in March,
yeah,
it would have been shutting the doors.
We would have been shutting the doors, and if we would have been doing VIPs this week or this year, they wouldn't have been happening. And so,
no,
in many ways, many people are really off-put by this. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
But for us, like, we're planning on doing VIPs next year, and the festival, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. You never know.
We'll see.
Are you done your stream? I need a new host. He's smelly, and he
don't even start.
He plays like while I'm doing a very musical solo.
I had my iTunes.
I'm
going.
like in my space. He had his iTunes going, and he was practicing on the pad. He
Not
wasn't
only
even
that,
paying attention.
I was also on Reddit.
He was also on Reddit. Yeah.
Oh, here comes Lisa.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, I trained you how to host, Lisa. Reddit on the one tab.
I'm gonna show you how to be a good host, okay?
Yes,
All
Dave.
right.
Up.
All right.
Go. Give her your mic. I'm done with you. Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa Witt.
Hello.
Lisa is an absolute rock star. When she came into our piano side of the division here in Musora, it was doing fine, but ever since Lisa came in, it's got energy. And that's the thing about Lisa, is she has this energy and she has this deep, you care a lot about students.
I care so much.
You're very empathetic.
Yeah.
And
I just want people to be happy and play the songs.
Exactly.
And when you play the songs, you're happy.
Exactly.
So it's very simple.
Do you play drums?
No. I'm actually often criticized for my terrible rhythm, even at the piano.
Really?
Like when I play piano at church, my friends would make fun of me because I'd be tapping my foot to some non-existent.
On the 1 and 3?
I don't even think it was the 1 and 3.
We can help her.
Possibly not. I don't think there's any help for me.
My goodness, it's so much better to have you here.
Oh, well,
than
thank
Dave.
you. So poor Dave.
What do you think, like, are you able to split your time between piano and Drumeo?
Well, I feel like I could. I feel like I could do that for sure.
Dave, you can pick up your pink slips on the way out.
I feel like I could. Like, I feel like if somebody taught me some rhythm stuff, maybe.
Well, play a double stroke roll. No, right, left, left.
Right, left, left.
Yeah, right, left, left. Yeah.
Am I winning? Can I play on any of these colors?
Yes. You can explore the space of that pad. Look at this.
So, my problem is, I think I have ADD, and I get confused. Oh, look, I'm playing this and talking.
Yes.
I usually get confused about what I'm doing, and I forget, and then.
But you have better rhythm than you think.
It's debatable.
So what do you think is the biggest struggle for people wanting to learn how to play piano? Like brand new people just starting out.
I think it's intimidating. I think they feel like I think there's this common misconception that you have to do all this like theory work and all of this stuff before you can actually play something that's going to sound good.
Yeah.
And people are often most surprised that they can have gone from never touching the piano to actually playing something that's a song.
Right.
Like right away.
Yeah.
And
that happens pretty quick.
It does. It's so magical.
Yeah.
And like I get the messages and the emails and that's great. But like so one of the things like with the face-to-face interactions, like that look on somebody's face the first time they're like, oh, I can play a chord.
Yeah.
And like the whole world just opens up for them. It's amazing.
That's like when I used to teach privately, I would try and get my students to play a song as soon as possible, and I had a piano there because I know how to chord. You've seen me like butcher my way through like a piano thing, but I once had this young student in and he was playing the beat. Sounds pretty simple.
Yeah.
But then I started playing like this really busy blues pattern over top, and then the mom was there, and she was watching her son play music.
Did she cry?
She cried.
I love it when the parents cry. It's
she was
so good.
so proud of her son. It's like, but that's the thing, right? That's what I think how we hook them is.
You gotta get them hooked because that's what they're working toward anyways.
Exactly.
So I was thinking I would show Dave some tips on how to be a good host.
Yeah, you should. Man, you're so much better.
So one of the
Really?
first rules I think is like really I like to call active listening.
Right.
Yeah. So what and like
Active listening.
and engaging like visually.
Can you give him like a pad and a paper so he can take some notes?
And then the final thing was like validation.
Yes.
So for example,
I need that.
Jared, I'd really love for you to play something, and then I'm gonna watch how I watch
Okay.
this. That was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I really enjoyed listening to that.
It's amazing what happens when someone listens and they're not playing their own music.
You had my full attention 100% of the time.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's
Okay,
good.
so
Next
there you
time,
go.
maybe you should bring in your piano and you
Yes.
could sing and play, and then I can play along with you.
That might be fun and interesting because sometimes what happens, this is my problem. It's so then I'm like playing and I get really excited about there being a drum or a beat, and then I get distracted about what I'm playing, and then I get off. I lose the beat and I'm off track. What?
Listening.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah, you can swear. No, oh, whoa, whoa. Fingering him? Don't do that.
What?
Oh, my goodness.
Oops. Sorry, Dave. I'm so sorry. Don't fire me.
Why don't you sing a little bit right now? And I'll play
Okay.
drums.
Okay, what's a song that's happy?
I'm so happy. Do you know that song? Pharrell Williams?
A clap along. I don't know. Ooh, this is Dave's. Ooh, I've got Dave's computer. How do you make a new window? Metronome. Okay, what
What's
about...
that?
Taylor, I need a song. I need a fun song. What? Nobody knows that song.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try it. See, I don't even know where to start with all the drumming happening.
Okay, I'm so...
See, if you go room without a roof, 'cause clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. I don't know the rest of the song.
That's great.
I hardly
Oh,
know.
so... Whoa.
Somebody give me some sanitizer. That's gross.
I like how we try and flick it off.
At each other. Why don't you sing a song, Jared?
No, I think I'm gonna play a song.
Okay, and I'll give Dave his seat back.
Yeah. Although, it is nice having you here.
Well, it's nice to be here. I'm appreciative.
It's always weird talking in this room because there's no one else here other than who's here.
Yeah.
But I think there's other people watching.
I
and
can't really
hope.
see like any other people right now.
Got 250 on YouTube.
Woohoo!
Oh my gosh, you should have told me there's so many people
Awesome. You
watching.
guys, and girls, thank you for joining us.
20 on 20 an inch.
Amazing. All right.
Holy moly! I like
Awesome.
talking to myself, so whenever I don't really care. Like, it's just normal for me to be talking in a room, empty or not.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. You're a very creative person. You like to explore the space.
Just feel it out acoustically with my voice, my sound waves. All right, I'm gonna let you play. I'm gonna give this back to Dave.
Everyone, please give it up for Lisa Witt. If you want to see more of Lisa, she is literally like what me and Dave do inside of Drumeo. She does that for piano. And so a lot of Drumeo students are hip to piano.
And they're my favorites.
We haven't talked about it a lot, though. Dave, that's very
Mean
rude.
and rude.
That's very rude.
Dave was being mean and rude to me, guys. I hope you shame him when I
Oh,
leave.
please don't wreck anything.
Dave, be careful.
So check her out if you'd like to, because the YouTube channel is incredible. I think she has like 400,000 subscribers. 400,000 subs on YouTube, and she releases 2 videos each week. So even if you don't want to subscribe to the website because it costs too much or whatever, we understand. There's free lessons on YouTube that you can enjoy.
And we're going live tomorrow at 1:30 for
Boom.
Piano.
So
on
she's
YouTube.
doing what we're doing here. She's doing that tomorrow. So
I'll see
we're
you
all
there,
about
guys.
supporting the students. So
Hey, thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
You're welcome. You're welcome too, Dave.
Let's do another stream.
Am I allowed back?
Me and Lisa.
Am I allowed back here?
Let's put that on the calendar. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's do it.
Who's gonna put it on the calendar? Taylor. I love it. Straight shooter with upper management written all over him. Dave, you're an angled shooter with middle management written all over you.
I think I need to be at home self-quarantining right now. You got this live stream, the rest of it on your own? Because I feel super welcome to be here right now. Play a freaking song. Well, that was a real treat.
See? Positive affirmation.
Positive affirmation, you know? Thank you.
Was
Am I
it my
doing
best-
a good job, Lisa?
Was it my best playing ever? No.
I don't know. I was too busy actively listening to your performance there.
Oh my goodness.
What are we doing here, man? This turned into a train wreck of a live stream. But
It's fun.
it's fun.
It's always fun. Honestly, it's fun to just connect with everyone. So let's
Yeah.
take some, if there are questions, let's take some questions. I mean, I could play music all day long. So it's just fun to get in here and hit these drums. They're tuned a little bit lower. Hey, the toms, do you hear it? It's like the stick just like sinks in. And I'm using like 5 Bs, which I'm not used to. So I find I'm getting more whip and like it's just loud.
Here's a 1A. Show the
I
difference.
hate these though.
You hate 1As?
No, look how much longer they are. Look at this. Look at that.
The 1As
I
are
feel
longer?
like it's arm extension, like as if my arms aren't long enough.
Didn't
Can't
used to
find
like the
shirts
X-
that fit.
Do you like the X series though, like the X5As?
No, not anymore.
No? Huh. You
No,
used to
because
like
I feel like if you can't set it up so it's close enough, then maybe you have too much stuff, or
Yeah.
maybe it's not set up properly. But like, look, I'm hardly even moving, and it's.
That's because your arms are too long. Lots of people talking about the cymbals. Titan in the chat asks, are those Pisces?
Yeah, so these are, Peisty sent me all these new symbols because Kelly is the nicest, Kelly and Eric are some of the nicest people in the world. And they asked me to try them out and hopefully film a video and stuff. I like pretty much everything that Peisty makes. These are the new Peisty Formula 602. They're the reissues of the symbols that they made in the 60s and 70s, I believe, although I have to do more research. But Peisty's been around for a long time. I believe it's a more than 100-year-old company.
Wasn't the 602's Vidi series though?
No, that was the Modern Essentials.
Oh, right, Modern Essentials.
Yeah. So these are the Formula 602, and so these were meant to be kind of more like, sounds like vintage. And so you do get that vibe, hey? Like especially this crash, it is a heavy. Listen to this. You know, it's more of a sharper sound.
Jared, can you hit that one again? I just have your vocal mic up and I want to give him a...
Really like old school hard rock sound. But then to contrast that, you have this paper thin. I believe it's a 19 or 20. I think the sizes are on the bottom. 20-inch paper thin. And then over here you have a 20-inch thin crash. Isn't that beautiful?
I like the thins.
And this is a medium 18-inch. So, great cymbals.
Which
Which
one?
This one. I mean, they're good. Every cymbal is not for everyone, but
No.
if I had to lose one of these, I would lose the heavy, even though I like it. I just
Yeah.
don't think it suits a lot of the styles that I
was gonna say if we had maybe next time we do a stream, we'll set up the 602 Essential or the Modern Essentials.
Yeah.
I like the Modern Essentials better than these ones. But I mean, who cares? It's just a personal preference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if I were to be playing jazz, which I never do, this does not seem to work. Nice sounding cymbal though.
Airborne Spider asks, any plans to do a Bassio or any bass guitar section of the Guitario site?
At this point, I own the domain bassio.com, but there's a guy named Scott Devine who does a really good job of online bass lessons, and he's crushing it. And so when I look at like what that space really needs, at some point we might be able to contribute, and when I feel like we can and we have the right partnerships, then we might. But I also would just love to work with Scott. I like to work with him. So
He's great.
it's great.
Absolutely great.
ScottsBassLessons.com.
Hey, you remember when we did a stream? I can't remember how long ago it was, but we actually gave away the shirt off my back.
Yeah.
Spencer is in the chat. He says, Dave, I'm wearing the shirt that was off your back, buddy. Isn't that good? I hope you watched it, because I didn't when I sent it out.
He wears new clothes every stream, apparently.
Yeah, if I don't like what I'm wearing, I just go down to the Drumeo store.
He just goes to the swag with the boxes of swag and pulls out his size. How many like Drumeo and Musora swag?
Let's just say you shouldn't go into my closet. That's like when Homer Simpson opens his closet, just white shirts and blue pants. That's like what it is for Drumeo. Actually, this is piano. I'm supporting piano in this stream. Lots of requests for or saying, would you take song suggestions to play random songs?
Honestly, I normally would. I know, but you guys are going to recommend me like the hardest songs that I could never play. But I'm afraid of the stream getting shut down, specifically on Facebook. Their content ID system is really quick, and it shut us down before. Is that right, Taylor? Yeah. So I'm nervous about that.
Even live?
What's that?
Even live?
Yeah.
Their algorithms must be great.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's annoying.
That's
why I have original music here. And we a lot of times play to Drumeo play-alongs because those are songs that we have the rights to use.
Here's a question from Musam NG. He or she was at South Africa Clinic, one of our clinics we did. Hey, he or she asks, what are your thoughts on the Yamaha Birch Absolute kit? Personally, I feel like it sounds huge.
The Birch Absolute, essentially, or it's similar to the Recording Custom. I believe there's a few different changes in maybe the build construction as well as the lacquer on the inside. I know the Recording Customs have the red lacquer. And the biggest thing being the Recording Custom lugs, right? They take up more of the shell. I believe the shell is a little bit more controlled, the overall resonance of it. And so that's why I like the Recording Customs. They're my favorite line. But these, listen to how they sound. They sound absolutely beautiful. These are more similar to the Birch Custom, except these are oak, live oak, and they have also the shell construction is slightly different. But you'd be hard pressed to get any Yamaha kit to sound bad. No joke. Mm-hmm. They do really consistent work.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
How many kids have I seen here in 6 years or whatever?
Yeah.
This one
Yeah.
is probably top 3 my favorite.
Yeah.
They all sound
Yeah.
differently good, but this one.
Yeah, I remember when we got the Absolute Hybrid Maple. And those, I believe, were the last year, the year before. You have a red kit. We have a burgundy. We have 2 of those. And they were so resonant. It's something, he said, it's something to do with the African wenge in the middle. It kind of acts more like guitar string, and that the guitar strings are wound, and so they're trying to recreate a little bit of that within the drums. I'm sure they've tested it. I'm sure they've looked at things. It's hard to know because I haven't done like sound tests on it, but there's something to it because they sound very controlled. They sound very resonant, but you throw a little bit of muffling on. Like I use this snare weight, and we have drum tacks as well. These are really, really cool. I don't know if people have seen these. Can they see it in that camera? Yeah, so this snare weight, so you can fold it over. So if you want less muffling, so I just kind of like drop it on right here. Then I can put that much muffling if I want. Or I could put less. Fold them both over, and there's magnets in there. Or I could flip it up. Flip it up. Oops. Should be able to flip it up. Is enough? Oh. It's funny when it doesn't work.
Right? Oh, here comes Taylor.
You got it?
Oh no,
Yeah, there you go.
flip it up and it magnets to it. Sorry, I was trying to take it off. So you can quickly do it, even with your stick, just flip it up. Put it over there. See how much more ringy it is?
Yeah. What's your opinion on wood kits versus acrylic kits? A bunch of people are chatting about that.
Wood and acrylic. Dave, you have an acrylic kit. I used to have a few different Vistalite kits. I had the blue one. I had a clear one. I think they sound really, really good. I think they sound a lot brighter. And so if I had an acrylic kit, I would put a 2-ply thicker head, clear. I'd put a clear, like almost like a hydraulic or Remo pinstripe on it. And I would just get it to sound more dead. If you're going for like a ton of resonance and you want the shells to like sing, I'm sure they could do that, but you honestly, when's the last time you went to a jazz club and you saw an acrylic?
Oh,
and
I know.
the kit's tuned up. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
I
Yeah.
think acrylic, a lot has to do with the aesthetics. And, most people, I think if you did a blind test on like 12-inch toms, one of them being acrylic, all of them have the same head combination.
Yeah.
How many times out of 10 could you guess which one was the acrylic?
Well, I know when I bought mine, I bought it for the aesthetics. I didn't buy it because I really
You have
wanted
lights,
to sound.
right?
I have lights in mine. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people that do it because you were doing like rock shows, so.
Yeah. I gave the sound guy, who was also the light guy, most of the venues, our set list, and we had a color beside each set list or beside each song, and they would coordinate the lights on stage, and I would coordinate the lights in my kit to that, so it would just match. It's like an extra level of showmanship, right? So that's kind of why I got my acrylic kit, but it sounds great, nice and bright, very loud, whatever that means. I know Ron Danette's probably sitting there yelling at the. No, drums aren't loud, Dave. In the weight, like how heavy they are?
I don't think it's hardly any different.
Mine was heavier than of my wood kit, but it all depends on how many. Like if you have a DW kit, those are way heavier because there's a lot more metal on the hardware for it. How thick your shell is. I had a really thick acrylic shell. When Jason Cleaver made mine, he chose a pretty thick acrylic shell, but I've seen thin acrylic shells too.
Those things get. One thing I don't like about acrylic kits is they get these spider cracks around where they're drilled. And so they drill the hole, you put the lugs in, then let's say you kind of like, even in the cases, you set it down or someone's carrying it for you and they kind of like drop it from 3 inches off the ground. And it just hits on the right angle, and now you got this little spider crack in there. And then that thing is like, now it's pretty much going to continue to crack. And I find wood shells have more give. And so for me, I think we have one acrylic kit. We have the Orange County.
Oh yeah,
That's like
right.
the 90s punk
90s
kit.
punk rock Orange
The 20
County.
by 20 inch bass drum.
When I remember going to one show, I opened up my bass drum, and I have acrylic hoops around it too, and it was cracked all the way through,
Really?
and I was hooped. Like, no pun intended. I was hooped. I had to actually switch my resonant head or hoop to my batter hoop, and
Really?
because it cracked completely. Because and he gave me the warning too. I'm like, I want a clear hoop. I don't want a metal hoop or a wood hoop.
Yeah.
And he's like, just let you know, it's gonna be, there's a potential it could break, and sure enough, it broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much pressure on it.
Big time.
They weren't seamless shells, were they?
No, you
'Cause
don't think you can get
have I
seamless
heard
shells.
about seamless acrylic shells? That's another thing I don't like about them. The ones that you can see like the clear seam where they've been glued. Yeah. Some companies do a good job of acrylic, but I don't know if I'll ever.
I'm glad to have it in my collection. I know Fred Rose just bought a big Ludwig Vistalite too, and it's great to have in your collection.
Ludwig Vistalite is one thing I want. I want to get the Tequila Sunrise.
Oh
original.
yeah, we had an opportunity to get that orange one,
I want Tequila Sunrise.
but the Tequila
or
Sunrise
I want the
would be
blue
good.
one, the blue and white one with the blue swirls. I forget what it's called.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
I think it's like angled swirls.
Someone also asked how many kits do we have at Drumeo. I think we're at about 48.
40-inch, but you have to understand a lot of the kits are from companies. They send them because the artist is going to be here, and so I wouldn't classify them as like our kits. Like if the companies needed them, they could use them, and if artists come into town for something else and they need kits, we offer to them to use it, obviously, and so we have a lot of kits.
Last question from Musa. He says, how and what skin combos would make a bright and singing sound? And what other skin combos would you give to have a dead or dry sound?
So to have the bright and singing sound, I would use a UV1 on the toms and a G1 clear on the bottom. Okay, UV1 coated on the toms, G1 clear on the bottom. If you're looking for whatever the kind of similar head combination is with Remo or Aquarian or whatever, that's basically just like a one-ply coated head on top, like an ambassador, and then a single-ply ambassador clear on the bottom. It's very bright. It's very like I find you can put muffling on them if you don't want to resonate too much. If you're looking to not here, I don't have any muffling on the toms because there's a little bit thicker head, G2 coated, which is a two-ply head. And I find they sound really, really good, really controlled, perfect amount of resonance, especially in a studio setting when I know Taylor's back there making them sound great anyway. Like you're getting a processed sound regardless of what you think. It's not exactly, you're not hearing exactly what we're hearing in the room. And then on the flip side, a dead sound, I would use a Remo Pinstripe or an Evans Hydraulic. And those are nice, thick heads. They offer very little resonance. I think it was... I'm blanking. Rashid Williams, on his floor tom, he had an EMAD.
Yeah, he had the ring around it.
Yeah, so he is actually using a bass drum head on this floor tom, and it's tuned really low, but nice and controlled. A guy like Benny Greb, you listen to how he tunes his floor tom. This like a few of the pegs are almost loose. He likes it so it's like a thump almost. It's almost like a secondary bass drum, or it's like one step up from his bass drum. It's super loose. Like I remember seeing him tune.
Well, when we had Larnell Lewis out, he tuned his 14 by 8-inch snare. So he had a snare where Jared has his 14-inch tom, and he tuned it so it literally sounded like a really, really deep tom. You remember that, Taylor?
I was literally going to say, honestly, if you didn't know that was the case,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know it's not a tom.
You wouldn't know it wasn't a tom. And then everyone's like talking about the depths of their toms and what kind of heads you want. And here's Larnell, who literally made a snare drum sound like a 14 by 14-inch floor tom.
I will
It's
also say
unbelievable.
though, people are experiencing processed sounds. If you were in the room and you heard it, you would be more easily be able to identify it. I think, maybe not. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, he was able to throw the snare on. Sounded really, really
it
good.
did sound so good.
I heard it from inside of the room, and maybe that's the case, but it still sounded crazy good.
I think a lot of them got that from Sput, and Sput was at the Drumeo Festival, and Annika does that, and she does a great job of it. Larnell Lewis does that, he does a great job of it. But when you see Sput and how he tunes it and how he uses it, I think he's been doing it the longest. I really think there's no one does it as good as him.
Yeah.
So.
Obi-Wan says, hey, can y'all get a brass kit, an all brass kit? I don't know.
Does anyone out there know if A&F makes brass kits? Because I want to get an A&F kit.
Yeah, that would be nice. When they were at the festival, their booth, I played all their drums, and I'm like, can I have this one? Can I buy this one? He's like, no, they're already all sold before they even put them out there. And they were killing it.
Yeah, beautiful drums.
Beautiful drums. Yeah. If anyone knows, and if A&F is watching this, or if anyone knows, if they do, let us know. Here's a question from Zhao. He says, hey, is there really much of a difference between the G1 coated and the UV1? The only difference I thought was the coating process.
Possibly, yeah. I believe that's the main thing. And one thing that Aaron Vishria told me, Aaron is the rep for Diodario, is that the UV1 coating, they created it and they developed it because they wanted something that lasted longer. So they found the coating on their standard heads was wearing away. Even this, you can see right here, this was chipping away here. And the UV1 coating is much more durable. And so backline companies were putting these heads on, and they were able to leave them on for a really long time because they literally look new. If you watch my Instagram videos, the heads that have been on that kit have been on there for like maybe 6 months now, and they hardly look used. And I play almost every single day, so it's pretty crazy.
It's not bad.
You know, these also look good, but I mean it's more about sound than look. But a lot of people are filming videos, and so I do like when they look fresh.
I'm going to blitz through, before you play, I'm going to get you to play something. I'm going to blitz through a couple questions on YouTube real fast, okay? Can you play Smooth Criminal? No. What drummers did you want to have on Drumeo that you haven't invited yet? Vinny Caluta, Carter Beauford.
Dave Weckl.
Steve Eric Moore has already been on Drumeo. He's got tons of stuff on YouTube.
Prada,
and he's
Travis
tons of stuff inside of
Larry
Drumeo.
Mullen Jr.
Hold on, there's more. Jared, that shirt is amazing. People say.
Thank you.
Dragoon.
Serenity now!
Serenity now. Any plans for another Drumeo festival? You answer that one, Jared.
Yes.
Okay.
We are planning, but we are also waiting to see what happens with everything in the world right now.
Yeah, exactly. Play the Amen break for us.
No.
That's what everyone's asking, the Amen break. Come on, if you don't know the Amen break.
I don't know. I don't want to get it wrong or play it.
Well, the other suggestion was a 7/8 samba. So I chose the Amen break. Congratulations, you played the harder of the two. The Amen break's is a pretty standard one. So you chose the 7/8 samba. 5/4 polyrhythm.
No.
At least you're honest. Can you play In the Air Tonight? Play the fill from In the Air Tonight. Oh, come on! Dark Angel, you get one more attempt to ask about Smooth Criminal, and then we are sending the banhammer your way.
Why would I play Smooth Criminal? Just go onto the YouTube channel and we have Sugarfoot playing it. Yeah. Why would you need me to play that?
Why?
No. I will say no. How about that?
Now they're asking for Beat It. You know what? The banhammer's about to come down nice and hard. Play us one more tune. Play us a classic Drumeo play along.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, something from way back in the day.
Okay.
Like
this is one of the original play-alongs, if it's still in here.
Or something from Successful Drumming. Shanna Banana or Funkity Funk.
I can play Shanna Banana.
Play Shanna Banana. That's a good one.
This is old school though.
This is like 2011. Was it 11? 2011? No?
Dave.
There you
It's
go.
been a while.
Shanna Banana from Successful Drumming. I think that was 2011, man. I can't remember when we.
9 years ago? That's crazy.
I think it was. Yeah.
been
Jared,
8
what is
since
your
I've played
favorite
it.
drum beat? Your favorite go-to drum beat?
My favorite go-to drum
Yeah.
beat? Oh, it's got to be the funky groove. There's a name for it, but I forget. So it's got this
What is
cool,
that, like an inverted paradiddle? Like, what are you playing there?
yeah. I have it written out somewhere. I've taught it before, but it's a bit of a weird sticking, so I need to write it out first.
Is that not a Garibaldi?
Probably. It's definitely from. I definitely didn't write it. I've seen Kyle was like working on teaching it, and it's based off of the inverted paradiddle: the right, left, left, right,
Yeah.
left, right, right, left. Right. Practice your paradiddles.
All right, Billy asks, what is your favorite exercise to develop limb independence?
Limb independence.
Yeah, Jared did a whole pack called Independence
Yeah.
Made Easy.
I think my favorite thing overall, and there's so many ways to do this, there's so many books, there's so many videos on developing independence, and everyone kind of has their own thing. My favorite thing has to be just with the ostinato. Practicing rudiments over the ostinato. And that's like my favorite go-to thing. Choose whatever ostinato. It can be this. Right? Right, that's my ostinato, and now I'm just moving around with these three limbs. Or you could add in the bass drum to the ostinato.
Here's a challenge for you, Jared. Oscar asks, can you play a blast beat for me? No. I want to hear you try.
Cannot. Why? Why would I do that?
I mean, people like to see...
A blast beat, so it would be with. I don't even have a double pedal.
Take that, Alex Rudiger. The hammer blast, I think that's what you call that.
Was that called?
The hammer.
It's just like in my DNA to play that.
Yeah, but you did it. And with a single pedal, too. The last one you did was a skank beat.
Right.
That's what. All right. PGA Pro Mike says, hey, Jared and Dave, thanks for the distraction of the world events. It means more than you know to all of us.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome, buddy.
Honestly, we need it
I was just going to say
as
that.
much as you.
We're
So
5 of us in the office where there's normally 40, and Jared and I are just looking at each other. It's like, we need to do something that gets our mind
yeah,
off
like
this.
what happened to this year?
I know.
So
2020.
You know what I've heard? I've heard that the last season of Game of Thrones was so bad that they just like the world was
really,
I mean, it wasn't that bad. it was bad, but it wasn't that
It's
bad.
because they rushed him to finish it.
Yeah, because he wanted to do Star Wars, and then they ended up not even getting the Star Wars gig. So I mean, maybe Taylor, there's some truth to that statement there. Okay, a couple more questions for you, Jared. Then we'll get you to play one more song, and then we'll wrap it up here. This one's from Harold. He says, "Any chance to get Taylor Hawkins as a guest on Drumeo?"
We would love to.
100%.
So many of the guests that you ask us, it's me and Dave are like, we love drums, okay? So anything, it's rare that someone recommends someone to us that we haven't heard of.
Yeah, and I get emails, like multiple emails a week from incredible drummers. They send me their videos. I'm like, you would be amazing on Drumeo. But there's only so much time, and I got to tell you, like right now, I had a bunch of artists booked that I've had to cancel because they just can't fly into Canada. So
So you're stuck with us.
you guys are stuck with
Although thank goodness for all you Edge members who are watching, we have always been so far ahead with our filming on certain things. And so certain things with the method are going to get put on hold a little bit. But in April, we have an announcement for you that is going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be one of the biggest additions to Drumeo Edge in a long, long time. So I'm really, really stoked for all of our members. And obviously, we're going to continue to bring it publicly. We have lots of great content to share. We really want to still support the people that obviously can't afford a membership. And that's going to be necessary more than ever. So we're still going to support our public community as well. But our members are going to be really, really happy.
They're going to be pumped.
They're going to be pumped.
They're going to be pumped.
I'm going to be pumped.
And we have about, I'd say, another 12 to 15 courses still in the hopper from all the guests we've had in the past. We got a course from Lauren L. Lewis. We got a course from Daru Jones. Like, we got some really cool content. Like, we're ahead in that sense. But just you guys keep an eye out for April. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, Jared. Any plans on? Oh no, I just lost it. Any plans to have Drumeo in Spanish?
Actually, yes. We are working on that this month. We're launching Drumeo, what do you call it? Drumeo Spanish or Espanol? How do you say Spanish? Espanol. Taylor is helping me work on it. Basically, we hooked up with someone from Mexico to do some, Argentina, to do some translations. And we're going to be starting a channel that's dedicated towards the Spanish-speaking drumming community. So all the comments are in Spanish. We're going to have hopefully some moderators that we can enlist to help us. And to start, it's simply just going to be our YouTube channel in Espanol. So we're working on it.
Very cool. Let's leave it there.
Okay.
You gonna play us a tune out?
Yeah. Before I do that, I just again want to thank everyone for coming out. And I know so many of you are online today, and you're just being here shows support for the community. It shows support for your fellow drumming friends, right? And so I think at this time when there are difficult things happening, we all stick together, we all band together as a community, and we continue supporting each other. And so that's really one thing I see as Drumeo's role in all this is we're not here to add hysteria or panic or anything like that. We're here to hopefully bring a sense of calmness, bring a sense of escape from any of that type of stuff for ourselves, super necessary, as well as for all of you. And so you showing up is really, really cool. It means the world to us.
Yeah.
And we need it as much as you. Like I always said, students to us are oxygen. So if you weren't here, we wouldn't need to do this. And so thanks for coming out, Dave.
Yeah, thank you all. A lot of people are asking if we are all okay in the Musora area. Yeah, everyone so far here.
Yeah.
We're all fine. We're all healthy. Everyone's taking their correct measures, and we're just putting our heads down and practicing more drums and streaming with you all. So stay safe, everyone out there. Social distance. It's not a joke.
Yeah.
Don't go
Flatten
out.
that curve.
Yeah.
Let's get this over with.
Don't be a hero.
Don't mess around. Don't be a, what do you call it?
Hero.
Conspiracist.
A conspiratist.
Don't be a conspiracist.
Don't.
Flatten the curve.
Flatten it.